Audio Jungle.
Hello students, this is our fourth class on writing task 1, map questions. In the writing task, for the academic students, we know we have a line graph, a bar graph, a pie chart, a table, a process or a map. We have studied in our previous 3 classes on how to write on a diagram question. This class is completely on how to write very clearly and get a very good score on a map question. So what are you exactly learning in this class? The words, the sentence structures, the points to be developed, the organization, and how to maintain a 6.5 score, and also how to aim for a target band of 8 in this particular question. So as always, to the left side, you will see the notes or the vocabulary, and to the right hand side, you will find the sample answers like here it is. So this is the complete exercise which we are going to do. And for that, what is the small expectation? Sit with your notes, keep copying down whatever I am emphasizing on. At the end, you will see this full and sample answer, which is of 259 words. Yes, hold on your horses. I understand we don't write of 259 words essay, but this is only to know how to develop good sentence structures. And yes, here is our answer, which is to the word count of 156. The same words which are being used here. And at the end of the session, this is the most important part, which is a takeaway exercise. What have you learned from the session so far? So I will be asking you these 10 simple questions and you should be quick enough to post your answers. Hope as I am excited, so are you. So let's begin learning it very clearly and also commanding it forever. The session will go very slowly and very clearly, making every effort that every learning aspect and every key aspect of the score is ingrained in your minds forever. Come on. So first thing first, it is seeing the question. You can see the question here, which has a title and a picture. The picture depicting how the forest was, what the ancient structures, rare plant animals, and the mountains again with a village and an irrigated farmland. And this picture belongs to 1990. On the other side, you have 2010, the same village or the same town which is redeveloped with a hotel and a lake, the mountains, the hydroelectric dam and the electricity, the river and the villages. As I said, aram se and clearly. So first, what is that you have to do? Study the picture like we have done. And this is the same strategy you shall be following in all your map questions. So we have made a clear notes here. So it is 1990. There are the forest and the ancient structure towards the northwestern. You can see the compass here and try to use this compass in your sample answers to enhance your lexical resource course. Coming to the next part, it is the rare plants and animals which are just below that. Then it is the mountains to the southwestern side, the river which is right in the middle of the town, the mountains again to the northeastern side, the irrigated land and villages opposite to the, learn the vocabulary also. The more you are focusing, the more impromptu speaker or impromptu writer you become, because words automatically pop up rather than you force them to recollect. Fine. So it is opposite to the rare plants and animals. Then these are the mountains on the southern eastern part. What are these again? Are clear notes so that you work on every aspect given. The most important factor of a map question is you are supposed to write everything which is given in the question. Now, moving on to the map of 2010. The mountains which are on the either side, below to that is the lake and the hostel which is very close to the lake, the hydroelectric dam which is below the lake area, again the mountains on either end of this, the electricity area which is to the southwestern part and few on the southeastern area, a river in the center of electricity area and the villages which are to the southeast area. After you do this rough draft, again a cross check is important whether you have included all these points in your sample answer, because if anything which is excluded fails to reach the task achievement is to address everything given. Moving on to writing the paragraphs. As always, very clearly and very formally. So these are the points. What is the role of the introduction paragraph? It is to rewrite the topic. And what are the notes I have developed? There are the two maps. It is about a town. The years are 1990 and 2010, and it is speaking about the hydroelectric power dam. So these all factors should be there in my sample answer. That is called as task achievement. The way I write it is called as the grammar. The sort of words I use it is of course the lexical resource, which is a great fear factor to all my students out there. Though we have not seen, we have not met, these virtual classes, these video classes are keeping us connected. So let's begin our journey to write a very good sample answers and to get a very deserving score. Target for 2 months. Follow the videos regularly, consistently. Keep revising, keep writing, keep sharing, keep evaluating, and there you learn and you grow. Moving on to the words here. As I said, we will be having a list of words. So the words to show because of, the other words are due to, on account of, or as a result. Come on, one more time along with me. It is due to, because of, on account of, or as a result of. Now with these words and with this point, here comes our sample answer. The maps illustrate. Because there are two maps, it is plural form, the maps. And when the subject is plural, the verb becomes singular. So this is subject-verb agreement. The maps illustrate. Always stick to the same word, illustrate. Then it is how the town changed between 1990 and 2010 due to the construction of a hydroelectric power dam. Due to, because of this, the town has undergone great changes. So this is the complete paragraph of word count 20. Now let's move on to see the overview paragraph. Don't get scared. These are the notes, these are the vocabulary. So first thing, overview paragraph. It should speak about the significant changes with the additions and subtractions. What are the notes for that? We are writing that in order to, the town has become more modern, the forests, farmlands, ancient structures, and rare animals and plants were removed. And what are the subtractions and the additions? These are the real subtractions. And the additions are a hydroelectric dam, power plants, and the lake. Now, after the notes, it is the role of vocabulary. Because the city has changed, try to use the word undergo. The past tense of the word undergo can be underwent. In other forms, it can be has undergone or had undergone. Now, because there is a lot of confusion in the usage of this particular verbs, we have made the examples and the explanation to it, which is you use the word had undergone when you are speaking about an action which is completed before a past point. Before the past time only the action has been completed. So that is had undergone. The next one is has undergone, which is speaking about the action which again is completed in the past, but it is still going on. The simplest one is underwent, action completed at a specific point in the past. Action which has been completed in the specific point in the past. So what are we doing? We are using this word in the answer now, which is underwent. Don't use any other verbs here which will be leading you to the grammar errors. So it is only the word which is underwent. Then town to electricity point area. From the town, it has changed into an electricity point area. So what it has become? Modern. So instead of using the word modern, it is the word modernization. Now, to show your language skills, the time phrases should be incorporated. So it is 1990 to 2010. So for that you use the phrase which is during the given period or during the period given. Instead of just writing the words as it is the requirement of grouping the words and using the contextual vocabulary to it. So चलो देखते हैं. We have the words like forest and farmlands. If you're getting confused, then take a snap of the question and keep it parallel to your class here. So the words forest and farmlands are written as natural features. Ancient structures are like that, and then it is the rare species of flora and fauna or the rare species of animals and plants which we will be using for rare animals and plants. Hydroelectric dam, the power plants and a recreational center. This word we are using for pond and boat, or you can say the new facilities. So these are all the new facilities. The hydroelectric dam, power plants, the recreational center. These are called as new facilities. Now the additions and subtractions. Instead of using the common words here, we have the vocabulary which is were introduced. Or we can say were added. And when it is subtracted, we can use the word was replaced or were removed. Now our sample answer, which is of 37 words. Always begin with the word overall. So it is overall, comma, the town underwent. As we have just discussed the usage of the verb here. So keep it very simple so that you don't get incorrect with your grammar points. So it is the town underwent significant modernization during the given period. Natural features such as forest, farmlands, ancient structures and livestock were replaced while new facilities like a hydroelectric dam, power plants and a recreation center were introduced. Body paragraph 1 now. So going very clearly and very slowly. So this is body paragraph 1. We are going to write about the river, the words to describe that. So coming to the first prepositions, when you are speaking about years, the preposition should be in or by. In is in that year and by refers to that time frame. That is 2010. The other prepositions which are used is with or by. These are used for occupancy. Covered by natural landscapes. This is how we are trying to use the word by. So it is covered by natural resources. Instead of using the river area, we will say river coastal areas or river banks. We will use the word coastal areas or river banks. So here is our sentence again. In 1990, it is not in the year of 1990. Those are redundancy sentences, so kindly avoid them. So it is directly. In 1990, the area was past tense. Predominantly, that means mainly. Covered by natural landscapes. So it is the correct preposition which is by. We can also use the word with, but the word by sounds more formal. So the word is covered by natural landscapes. What were those? Forests, which we have used in the bracket here. In the northwest along the river banks. Now, point number 2. Again, quickly, here are the notes and here is our sample answer. So what am I going to write? It is about the dam, the lake and the mountains. What year I am going to speak about? 2010. So what is the word count? It is by 2010. What are the words substituting for bank? It is constructed a dam. Constructed a dam. Otherwise you say a large dam was constructed. Then it is across the river. When you are speaking about the top middle northern area, then try to use the word in the central northern area. In the central. Don't use the word in the top middle. Now when you are speaking something which is very close to the mountains, say near the mountains. Near the mountains. The lake was made in the year of 2010, by 2010, right? So instead of saying made, use a correct word which is creating a large lake. Usko banaya gaya tha. So it is creating a large lake. Made, no. Creating, yes. So here is our sample answer now. By 2010, again a reminder, there is no by the year. So it is directly by 2010, comma, a hydroelectric dam. Don't forget the article before the noun and an adjective. Was constructed across the river, comma, creating a large lake in the central northern area near the mountains. And this particular type of sentence is the gerund form of sentence. Instead of just saying the word lake, you have used the adjective and an article which is a large lake. Focus on these minute aspects, children. Learn and focus that you are using it in your answers. Now, the second point again. So, to the other side of the page, we are going to write about the dam. Another point is we are going to write about the lake and the power plants. Hope you are parallelly checking the map question also so that you understand the notes and the vocabulary usage properly. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time. So keep the question right in front of you and see how the given points are used with the vocabulary and developed into a full sentence. So here we go. We are now writing about lake and the power plants. So for the word lake, as I said, focus to use the article which is the, or use a reference pronoun which is this. As I said, if you are focusing on the class properly, you can do that takeaway exercise very confidently. So this is the word the lake or the reference pronoun this lake. Now we are speaking about the concept like is. Nahi to something like it is present. So for that, try to substitute with served as, which means serves as, which is the past present tense form. Always remember the usage of article with a noun. So we are using the word a reservoir. A reservoir. The water storage area is called as reservoir. R-E-S-E-R-V-O-I-R. Remember the spelling? V-O-I-R. Now the next point. Try to group the words so that you cross that 6.5 range very easily. So what is it? It is the electricity which we are going to speak. So how will we write, children? It is a power source for the electricity plants. See how well the word is being developed, isn't it? Now, for the word placement, so that is the word is. So for that we use the word positioned, located or situated. Now for the north and south, try to change it into northern and southern. Use the prepositions in or on because you are speaking about the power plant's location. So it is in if it is a closed area, enclosed area, a covered area, a limited area, that specific area. Or you use the word on when you are speaking to the other side of the area. So here is our sample answer, which is this lake served as a reservoir for the dam and as a power source for the electricity plants positioned in the southwest region and on the eastern side of the river. The next point now. It is about the plant, the villages, the hotel and the lake. And the words to use this are, for the power plants we will say the main power suppliers. The main power suppliers. For the hotel we will say hotel constructed. It is not hotel is made. Now the sample answer. The electricity plants are the major power suppliers for the villages on the eastern side of the river and for a hotel constructed near the lake. The electricity plants are the main source of suppliers for the villages on the eastern side of the river and for a hotel constructed near the lake. Here, if you think that it is the past tense essay, you can convert it into the hotel plants were. Fine. Now, the next point. It is the rare plants and animals which we will cover now and how the town is getting converted into a modern city. The words are in your writing task 1 students. One time see that your sentence is made with this word once. A very scoring sentence. Now, animals and plants and animals are found. That is what we want to say. So that is they are not there. They are not there. So for that we use the word no longer exist. Exist. The gerund type of sentence try to again include it, which is with a comma plus V1 plus ing form of a sentence. Influence on the surroundings because the rare plants and animals are removed. So there is an impact on the surroundings. So for that we will say impact on the environment. And the other better way to say is environmental impact. So it is the environmental impact. Hope you are really liking the class because we are working on every word. The articles, the commas, the adjectives, the sentence structures and the vocabulary. So let's see the sample sentence now. It is rare plants and animals, comma, once found on the eastern riverside, comma, no longer exist, comma, reflecting the environmental impact of urbanization. Instead of me using the word modern, we are using the word urbanization. This is a double conversion double inversion type of a sentence, children. Double comma usages. Now, the next point. We are talking about the forest which were removed and the mountains. So the words are grouping the words like we have understood the contextual words. Instead of saying forest removed, use the word deforestation and use the transition word additionally. You are giving one more information, so it is additionally. Instead of using the word made, use the word allowed. Here is the sample sentence. Additionally, deforestation in the northwest allowed the mountains in the north to become more visible. Now, points, we are talking about 2010 year, mountains, the power plants and the villages. And for that the transition words is however. Instead of saying mountains removed, use the word mountains leveled, or use the word mountains cleared. To have is to say to accommodate. Many plants, so you say a row of power plants. Don't use the word many. There are many power plants in the picture, right? So for that we say a row of power plants. Instead of many villages, say a group of villages or a cluster of villages. Every sentence, if you are observing, there is something to learn. Like here in the sentence, we have used the transition word additionally. Earlier here in the sentence, we have used the word once. Similarly, here it is these two, which is many plants we are talking about and many villages. And because we are giving two informations, we use the word respectively. So here is the sentence. See the sentence construction again. However, that is apart from this. However, not always means contradicting word. It is also considered as apart from. So what happened here? By 2010. It is the preposition by. A comma usage before by and a comma after the year also. So it is however by 2010, commas, the mountains to the south of the town were cleared to accommodate a row of power plants and a cluster of villages respectively. Now we come to the points of 1990, wherein the ancient structures and irrigated lands were removed, and in 2010 the town was developed. For this, our vocabulary pattern is the inversion sentence structure, which I was just explaining you. So it is with the subject, the relative pronoun which, and the helping verb were, and the continuation of the sentence, which is here. Right. Then instead of using the word development, it is progression. Industrialization is the fitting word for the word power plants and dam construction. And the time phrase for this years, it is over the 2 decades. So here is the paragraph. Ancient structures and irrigated farmlands, comma, which existed in 1990, comma, were completely removed by 2010, comma, showcasing, that is telling, showcasing the town's progression towards industrialization over the 2 decades. So thereby our full answer is completed, and this is the full sample answer with a word count of 259 words. Yes, I agree. This much we should not write. Not a problem. This is just a sentence drafting learning class, a vocabulary learning class. Okay, so it's fine. To learn it is fine. All the points so far we have studied is just clubbed together, and this becomes a full and sample answer. We can write it little shorter, which comes like this using the same words. So here is another sample answer with the word count of 156. So here we go. The maps illustrate changes in a town between 1990 and 2010 due to the construction of a hydroelectric dam, because of, on account of. You should recall all the words which we have just studied now, like I am doing. Now, the second body paragraph, which is the overview para. So it is overall, comma, the town underwent, just the verb in the past tense, which is underwent significant modernization, comma, replacing natural features like forest, farmlands and ancient structures. So to describe this, we have used the contextual word, which is natural features, with facilities, with is together. So what are the options and what are the amenities we are getting? We are calling it as facilities. So facilities such as a dam, power plants, dam is singular, so we use an article a. Plants are plural, so we don't use the article a. You can go with the word the. So the power plants and a recreation center. Hope you remember recreation center. We are referring to the pond, the lake and the boat. Now the body paragraph. In 1990, it is not in the year. It is just the preposition and the year. So it is in 1990, comma, the Northwest was dominated by forests along the river banks. By 2010, comma, a large dam, it's not a dam, it's a large dam, was built, passive voice structure, so it is was plus V3 form, comma, gerund form a sentence, creating a large lake in the north. The lake served, that is, the lake was used for. So the correct word is served as. So it is the lake served both as a reservoir and power source for electricity plants in the southwest and eastern riverbanks. Now we are talking about the function of plants providing power to the villages and the hotel. And where was the hotel? Just to the lake, right? So see the sentence. These plants supplied power to nearby villages and a hotel which was by the lake. Now the last paragraph, we are speaking about the rare animals and plants. So it is rare flora and fauna on the eastern river bank disappeared, reflecting, comma, reflecting significant urbanization. Deforestation, comma, in the northwest, comma, made the northern mountains more possible. So what is this type of sentence? Inversion sentence. You are adding additional information in the middle. So these are inversions. Okay. Deforestation, comma, in the northwest, comma, made the northern mountains more visible. By 2010, comma, southern mountains were cleared to build. What is that? Plants. Are we saying the plants only? No, we have used a phrase which is a row of power plants and villages. Is it just a villages? No, we are grouping the words. So it is a group of villages, comma, while farmlands and ancient structures were removed to support, to encourage, to give way for. So these are the other words. To support what? Industrial growth. The word count is 156. Now, the most exciting part, let's check ourselves. This is takeaway exercise. So question number 1. Quickly keep answering your questions here. It is the past tense of undergo. What is the word? The other word for, what is the word? Because of. What is the other word you will use for? Because of. The area around the river, what is it called? Acted as. Can be also called as what? Reference pronouns, we have used here something, or maybe in our earlier classes. So come on, tell me, what are they? What is the other word for close by? something which is very near, close by. So what do we call them? Another word for animals and plants, what is it? When you remove the forest, what is it contextually called? When it is clearly seen, what is it called? Now, the final question. If you want to write industrial growth, what you will say? Fine. Now, suddenly I have one more question for you. What are your best learnings? That means, what did you learn the best? What was your favorite in the class today? Fine. That's all with this class. Wait for your reviews, wait for your comments, wait for your text messages. See you in my next class. Bye for now.